Hello students. Now today we shall discussing about in this video normal subgroup. Here first we shall define what is normal subgroups. Okay, you see in generally it can be defined as, you see, this is G is a group and N is a subgroup. Okay, and in that you draw a circle 1 and -1. See, for every x belongs to G and n small n belongs to N, then where x is equal to 1 and n equal to -1, then x n x inverse is equal to, you see, x is 1 and n is 1 and x inverse is also 1, that is equal to what? 1. So 1 belongs to n, and for all x belongs to G, and let x is equal to -1 and n equal to 1, then x n x inverse is equal to -1, x is -1 into n is 1 and x inverse is -1, that is equal to 1. So where 1 belongs to n, subgroup n. Okay, and for all x belong to G. Okay, this is called normal subgroup. Mathematically it can be defined as a subgroup H of a group G is said to be normal subgroup of G if G H G inverse belongs to H. For every G belongs to G and H belongs to H, where G, an element G, G inverse belongs to H and H, small h belongs to caps H, where caps H is subgroup of G. So that is H is normal in G, and read it as H is normal in G. This is the mathematical definition of normal subgroup. Suppose you write A n A inverse belongs to N, in that where N is a subgroup, and for all A belongs to G. Okay, not only G H, G inverse belongs to H. Suppose in some books we have to see A n A inverse belongs to N, in that for all A belongs to G and small n belongs to caps N, where caps N is the subgroup of G. Okay. Next, these are some examples. And let G be an abelian group, and let H be an any subgroup of G. So for all G belong to G, let sigma G from, and sigma G means a function, from H to H is defined by, for all H belong to H, by sigma G of H is equal to GH G inverse. Since G is abelian, and since GH G inverse is equal to H, that is sigma G of H is equal to GH G inverse equal to G inverse into H is equal to H, for all H belongs to the subgroup H. Okay, and the second example is every subgroup H of an abelian group G is a normal subgroup of G. It is also one of the examples of normal subgroups. Okay, next, dear students, next we shall discussing some important results on normal subgroups. That is, first one is a subgroup H of a group G is normal if and only if every right coset of H in G is a left coset of H in G. Okay, this is the statement of first theorem. In this theorem, suppose first that H is normal in G. Suppose first that H is normal in G. Consider any left coset AH. Means AH is an arbitrarily left coset. As H is normal in G, therefore the left coset AH is equal to right coset HA for all A belongs to G. Then HA is a right coset of H in G. Okay. This is the necessary part, and its converse part is conversely, suppose any left coset of H in G is equal to some right coset of H in G. Okay, is already known by the definition of left coset and right coset. Okay, every left coset is equal to a right coset. Okay, that is, we say conversely, suppose any left coset of H in G is equal to some right coset of H in G. You write it as equation number 1. Now we have to prove H is normal in G. That is to prove the left coset AH is equal to right coset HA for all H belongs to G. From equation 1, we have consider the left coset AH. That is AH equal to HB for some B belong to G. And here are the right coset HB, in that for some B belong to G. Write it as equation number 2. Now consider an element A is equal to A into E, where E is called identity element. So A into E belongs to our left coset AH. And also A equal to, since the G is abelian, so E into A belong to right coset HA. Therefore A belongs to the left coset intersection right coset. Okay. Then AH and the left coset, from the equation 2 we have HB intersection HA is non-empty. Okay, and that is HB, the left coset right coset is equal to right coset B equal to right coset A, and HB equal to HA. That is AH is equal to HA from equation 2. Therefore the left coset AH is equal to right coset HA for all A belong to G. Therefore H is normal in G. This is the proof of first theorem. Next, you see the second theorem. The second theorem says a subgroup N of a group G is normal if and only if N X inverse is equal to N for all X belong to G. Okay, this is the proof of the above theorem. That is, let Xn X inverse equal to N for all X from G. for all x from G. X belong to G means for all an element x belong to G. Then Xn X inverse is a subset of the subgroup N for all x belong to G. Therefore, N is a normal subgroup of G. Therefore, N is a normal subgroup of G. Conversely, let N be a normal subgroup of G, then normal subgroup means X and X inverse is a subset of N for all x belong to G. Write it as equation number 1. Now, an element x belong to G, then X inverse is also belongs to G. So, we have to consider the above notation, that is X inverse and X inverse N into X inverse whole inverse. Okay, first have to apply the X inverse into N into X inverse whole inverse is a subset of N for all X inverse belongs to G. So that is X inverse into N. X inverse whole inverse is X. Okay, suppose A inverse whole inverse is equal to A. Similarly, X inverse whole inverse is equal to what? And the same element X is a subset of N. Therefore, X into X inverse X inverse N X into X inverse. Okay, next we have to here we have to multiplier by X inverse. Sorry, X multiplier by X. Then the above expression, that is X inverse N X becomes X of X inverse N X into X inverse is a subset of X and X inverse. Okay, X into X inverse. X into X inverse means what? Identity element. Okay, that is one. So that is where X into X inverse is equal to E, identity element, and N. X into X inverse is identity into N. Again X into X inverse is identity element E. It's a subset of X and X inverse. So the identity element E means what? 1. Therefore 1 into N is 1. N is a subset of X and X inverse. So write it as equation number 2. From equation 1 and 2, we conclude that X and X inverse is equal to N for all X from G. And this is the necessary condition and sufficient condition of this theorem is proved. Okay. Next, we are discussing third theorem, that is the intersection of two normal subgroup of a group is a normal subgroup. Its proof is, here let H and K be two normal subgroups of G. Since where H and K are subgroups, when H and K are subgroups, their intersection is also a subgroup. That is, H intersection K is also a subgroup. Let X belongs to G, and let X be any element of G, and N be any element of H intersection K. Or X be any element of G and N be any element of H intersection K. So then H means a normal subgroup of G. Then X from G and N from H, it implies X, N, X inverse belongs to H. Similarly, and a subgroup K is also a normal subgroup of G, then X and X inverse belongs to K. And that is X belongs to G and then belongs to H intersection K. It It implies X inverse belongs to H intersection K. Therefore, H intersection K is a normal subgroup of G. Okay. Next, the fourth theorem is, let H be a subgroup and K be any normal subgroup of the group G, then H intersection K is normals in G. You see, since H and K are subgroups of H intersection subgroup of G, so H intersection K is also a subgroup of G, and further H intersection K is a subset of H. When H intersection K is a subset of H, then H intersection K is a subgroup of H. Let G belongs to H and H belongs to H be an arbitrary. So now an element H belongs to H intersection K, it implies H belongs to H and H belongs to K. So K is normal in H. It implies G inverse belongs to K. This is equation number 1. And further G inverse belongs to K and H is a subgroup. Therefore, G inverse belongs to H. Since G belongs to H and G inverse belongs to H. So write it as equation number 2. From equation 1 and 2, we have G inverse belongs to H intersection K. For all G belongs to H and H belongs to H. Hence, H intersection K is normal in H. Okay, hence the proof.